Welcome to my views and news. New political development in Ethiopia. A politician with vast experience of opposition politics is returning to Ethiopia. Is it going to be a challenge for the Prime Minister? A few days ago, Ethiopian government claimed that the leader who is returning to Ethiopia and several others are involved in terrorist activities. They are planning to topple the government, but the politician has announced his return. He wants to face the Prime Minister and his charges. Details for you. Can this politician rally support? Who will support him? How big a challenge is this going to be for the government, for the Prime Minister? Does this politician have any political base? Why is he returning? Is it a brave decision, a stupid decision, or does he have a plan in mind? Lidetu Ayalew is one of the most experienced opposition politicians in Ethiopia. He founded Ethiopian Democratic Party in 1992 after EPRDF took power. And since then, he has been working in opposition. So he has long experience of opposition politics. He was a thorn in the side of Meles Zenawi, the late Prime Minister and President of Ethiopia, TPLF's main figure for decades. He has experience of creating opposition fronts too. He did that, and some fronts performed. He fought on behalf of opposition parties. Gradually, his political career went through ups and downs. At one time, Bhanaga and Lidetu Ayalew worked jointly, then they parted their ways. Then came the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, serving now Abiy, PM Abiy, in 2018. Lidetu worked with him as well, but then he decided to leave the country. Twice his plea to leave the country was rejected by the government, but in 2021 he managed to leave Ethiopia. Back then it was said by him that he was in need of medical treatment abroad. He went to the US. He is in the US these days. He appears on shows. His interviews are aired by Ethio 360, by other news sources too. And a few hours ago, he issued a statement, 6-page statement. He has announced his return to Ethiopia. Just a week ago, top Ethiopian security body, Joint Security Task Force, comprising law enforcement agencies, Ethiopian Army, intelligence agency, issued a joint statement naming dozens of individuals who are allegedly involved in plotting overthrow of the government. Lidetu was named as well. Lidetu Ayalew, Ethio 360 journalist, Maskaram Abira, Gobazir Sisse, and several other journalists, activists, human rights activists, they were named by the government. Dr. Wadbos Asifai as well. Several have been arrested. Others are being pursued, like Gobazir Sisse. He went to Djibouti and Ethiopian agents pursued him there. He was arrested in Djibouti, brought back to Ethiopia. Now, Lidetu is returning to Ethiopia. Question is, why is he returning? What did he say in the statement? Is it for fear of government action? Because government could try for extradition of the individuals named by the government. Like Obade Sese has been brought back. Ethiopian 360 journalist Lidetu Ayalew could also be brought back. Is it because of some fear, or is he seeing some genuine window of opportunity for political movement against the Prime Minister? Firstly, in his statement, he said that being abroad, running away is not solution to the conflicts in Ethiopia. Ethiopians will have to face the regime. Kidnappings, arrests happen. It's part of the struggle. Struggle would be peaceful, legal, no armed struggle. He could be arrested, no problem. That is part of the package. But after deliberations, he has decided that for the sake of his people, for the sake of his country, he should return to Ethiopia. In his statement, he asked his supporters, his relatives, his family members to support him, that they should not call this decision stupidity or an adventure, but he wants to return to the country. That is what the country needs. Now, and he says that he will face the charges, terrorism charges leveled by the government, that in a court of law he will face the charges, and he'll press the charges against the Prime Minister, against the government, as well as he was allegedly falsely implicated in the alleged plot to overthrow the government. Now, I want to make a few points. Firstly, he's from Lalibela. From Lalibela is, I think, Janal Asamenu Sege, who is a godfather of Amhara, one of Whiter's hardliners. Jal Tafir Mamu is also from this area, I think. He wants to go to Israel for medical treatment, but he was not being allowed. Then he moved to a court where the court allowed him to visit Israel for medical treatment. So he has been under state repression too, Tafir Mamu. He was removed from his office as Amhara Special Force commander, arrested too. Lidetu Ayalew is a centrist politician. It's not that he has following of a particular ethnic group. PM Abiy talks about Ethiopianism, that people should be Ethiopian. Ethnicity should not influence politics decision making. His opposition politicians are representative of particular ethnic groups. From Tigray, there are Debrecen, Getachew, etc., Tigrayans. From Tigray, main sport-based Tigray. From Oromia, Jawar, Veklegarba, Murira Komsadereba, main support base Oromia. From Amhara, politicians and hardliners, they have the support base there in Amhara. Damake or Agano Tishagar, Yilkal, Fano, all have their support bases mainly in Amhara. There is no one genuine politician in opposition which can rally support from centrists in different parts of Ethiopia. Lidetu has this capability. He can start a genuine opposition movement against the Prime Minister. PM Abiy accuses opposition parties, opposition politicians of playing ethnic card. Lidetu can be an effective opposition politician, And opposition is fragmented in Ethiopia. It is not allowed to be organized. That is how government cements its power. Lidetu is returning to Ethiopia because I think he has seen a window of opportunity, that as opposition politician he can thrive. His message will be well received. People will follow him. Amhara activists are already welcoming the return of Lidetu Ayalew. He will have support from Amhara region, from Addis Ababa, from southern Ethiopia, from other parts of Ethiopia too. Will he be allowed to work freely? Other opposition politicians are not allowed to carry out political activities freely. Jawar remained under pressure. Bekele Garba is still abroad. Tigray politicians have no independence. Abiy selected Geta Joreda. So how will Lidetu Ayalew rally support? How will he get support? How will he organize people? Of course, on his own, he cannot do anything. He needs support from people. So coming days very crucial for Ethiopian politics. Lidetu Ayalew has made a brave decision. Can we say that he is returning because he feared that he could be extradited by the US government to Ethiopia? We don't know if Ethiopian government has started any process for extradition. And I don't think that US and Ethiopia have any extradition treaty. Overall, it would be difficult for Ethiopian government to have Lidetu Ayalew or Ethio 360 people back. Yes, court proceedings can be started by the Ethiopian government at US courts. So let's see what happens. Coming days very crucial for politics in Ethiopia. We are seeing opposition to the Prime Minister, to the decisions of the government, but so far this opposition lacks leadership. That is why Ayalew is coming. He sees a chance in leading this anti-government sentiment in Ethiopia. Thank you for watching.